7 नंबर का हमारा चैप्टर है स्ट्रक्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन एनिमल्स. In the preceding chapters, you came across a large variety of organisms, both unicellular and multicellular, of the animal kingdom. In unicellular organism, all functions like digestion, respiration, and reproduction are performed by a single cell. In the complex body of multicellular animals, the same basic functions are carried out by different groups of cells in well organized manner. A body of a simple organism like Hydra is made up of different types of cells, and the number of cells in each type can be of in thousands. In the human body is composed of billions of cells to perform various functions. How do these cells in the body work together? As you have already learnt in your earlier classes, in multicellular animals, a group of similar cells along with in the intercellular substances perform a specific function. Such an organization is called tissue. You may be surprised to know that all complex animals consist of only four basic types of tissues. These tissues are organized in specific proportion and pattern to form an organ like stomach, lungs, heart, and kidney. When two or more organs perform a common function by their physical or chemical interaction, they together form organ system. For example, digestion system, respiratory system, etc. Cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems split up the work in a way that exhibits division of labor and contribute to the survival of the body as a whole. Organ and organ system, the basic tissues, as you have learned in the earlier classes, organize to form organs, which in turn associate to form organ systems in the multicellular organisms. Such an organisms is essential for more efficient and better coordinated activities of millions of cells constituting an organism. Each organ in our body is made of one or more type of tissues. For example, our heart consists of all four types of tissues, that is epithelial, connective, muscular, and neural. We also notice after some careful study that the complexity in organ and organ systems displays certain discernible trend. Details in the class 11, class 12. In this chapter, you are being introduced to morphology and anatomy of frog. Morphology refers to study of form, and morphology precisely means only this. In case of animals, this refers to the external appearance of the organs and parts of the body. The word anatomy conventionally is used for the study of morphology of internal organs in the animals. You will learn the morphology and anatomy of frog representing vertebrates. Frogs. Frogs can live both on land and in freshwater and belong to class Amphibia of phylum Chordata. The most common species of frog found in India is Rana tigrina. They do not have consist the body temperature. Their body temperature varies with the temperature of the environment. Such animals are called cold-blooded or poikilothermos. You might have also noticed land. They have the ability to change the color to hide them from there may also you know that frogs cannot sense seen during peak summer and winter from extreme heat and cold. This is known as summer sleep activation and winter sleep hibernation, respectively. Morphology: head, eye, forelimb, hind limb, trunk. Have you ever touched the skin of frog? The skin is smooth and slippery due to the presence of muscle mucus. The skin is always maintained in a moist, generally olive green with dark irregular spots on the ventral side. The skin is uniformly pale yellow. The frog never drinks water but absorbs it through the skin. Body of a frog is divisible into head and trunk. Figure with 7.1. External features of frog: a neck and tail are absent above the mouth. A pair of nostrils is present. Eyes are bulged and covered by the neck cheating membrane that protects them while in water. On the other side of eyes, the membrane's tympanum ear receives sound signals. The forelimb and hind limbs helps in swimming, walking, sleeping, and burrowing. The hind limbs end in 5 digits and they are larger and muscular than frog forelimbs that ends in 4 digits. Feet have webbed digits that help in swimming. Frogs exhibit sexual dimorphism. Male frogs can be distinguished by the presence of sound producing vocal sacs and also a copulatory pad on the first digit of the forelimbs, which are absent in female frog. Anatomy: the body cavity of frog accommodate different organ systems such as digestive, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, excretory, and reproductive systems with well developed structures and functions, which is located in 7.2. The digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive gland. The alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivores and hence the alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivores and hence the length of intestine is reduced. The mouth opens into the buccal cavity that leads to the esophagus through pharynx. Esophagus is a short tube leads that opens into the stomach, which in turn continues as the intestine, rectum, and finally opens outside by the cloaca. Liver secretes bile that is stored in and finally open and that is stored in the gallbladder. Pancreas, a digestive gland, produces pancreatic juice. Figure 7.2 diagrammatic representation of internal organs of frog showing complete digestive system. First, a heart, esophagus, liver, stomach, intestine, rectum, coronary apices, gallbladder, lung, fat bodies, kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, cloaca. Containing digestive enzymes, food is captured by the bilobed, bilobed tongue. Digestion of food takes place by the action of HCl, hydrogen chloride, and gastric juices secreted from the walls of the stomach. Partially digested food called chyme is passed from stomach to the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum, pancreas through the common bile duct, bile emulsified fat and pancreatic juices digest carbohydrates and protein. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall of the intestine called the villi and microvilli. The undigested foods, undigested solid waste moves into the rectum and passes out through cloaca. Frogs respire on land and in the water by two different methods in water skin. The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juices from the juices digest pancreas through the common bile duct. Bile emulsifies fat and pancreatic juices digest carbohydrates and proteins. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall. In the intestine, digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall of intestine called villi and microvilli. The undigested solid waste moves into the return and passes out through cloaca. Frogs respire on land and in the water by two different methods. The in water skin acts as aquatic respiratory organ, cutaneous respiration. Dissolved oxygen in the water is exchanged through the skin by diffusion. On land, the oral cavity, skin, and lungs act as the respiratory organs. The respiration by lungs is called a pulmonary respiration. The lungs are a pair of elongated, pink-colored sac-like structure present in the upper part of the trunk region, thorax. Air enters through the nostrils into the buccal cavity and then to lungs. During aestivation and hibernation, hibernation, gaseous buccal cavity and then to lungs. During aestivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange takes place through skin. Vascular system of frog is well developed, closed type. Frogs have vessels and systems. Also, the buccal vascular system involves heart, blood, channels and lymph nodes. Heart is muscular structure situated in the ventricle and is covered by the membrane called peri- called pericardium. A triangular structure called the sinus venosus joins the right atrium. It receives blood through the major veins called vena cava. The ventricle opens into a sac-like conus arteriosus on the ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried out to all parts of the body by the arterial system. The veins collect blood from different parts of the body to the heart and form as well as kidney and lower parts of the body are present in frogs. Through a triangular like conus, the major veins called joints the right atrium. It receives blood through the major veins called the vena cava. The ventricle opens into a sac-like conus arteriosus on the vena cava, ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried to all parts of the body by the arterial system. Arterial system. The veins collect blood from different parts of the body to the heart and form as well as kidney and lower parts of the body are present in frogs. The system, the former is called hepatic portal system of the body are present in frogs. The former is called the hepatic portal system, and the latter is called a renal portal system. The blood is composed of plasma and cells. The blood cells are RBC, red blood cells, is composed of red blood cells and erythrocytes. WBC, white blood cells or leukocytes, namely, and platelets. RBCs are nucleated and contain red colored pigment proteins and RBCs. The lymph is different from blood. It lacks few proteins and RBCs. The blood carries nutrients from blood. It lacks few respective sites during the circulation. The circulation of blood is achieved by the pumping action of the muscular heart. The elimination of nitrogenous waste is carried out by a well developed excretory system. The excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, ureters, cloaca, and urinary bladder. These are compact, dark red and bean-like structures situated a little posteriorly in the body cavity on both sides of vertebral column. Each kidney is composed of several structural and functional units called uriniferous tubules or nephrons. Two ureters emerge from the kidneys in the male frogs. The ureters act as a urinogenital duct which opens into the cloaca in females. The ureters and oviduct open separately in a cloaca. A thin-walled urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum, which act also opens in the cloaca. The frog excretes urea and thus is a urotelic animal. Excretory wastes are carried by blood into the kidney where it is separated and excreted. The system for control and coordination is highly involved in the frog. It includes both neural system and endocrine glands. The chemical coordination of various organs of the body is achieved by hormones which are carried which are carried which are secreted by the endocrine glands. The prominent endocrine glands found in frog and pituitary are the pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal body, pancreatic islets, adrenals, and gonads. The nervous system is organized into the central nervous system, brain, and spinal cord. A peripheral nervous system, a peripheral nervous system, peripheral nervous system, neural system, autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are 10 pairs of cranial nerves and arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed in a body structure called the brain box cranium. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain includes olfactory, olfactory, olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemispheres, and unpaired diencephalon. The midbrain is characterized by the pair of optic lobes. Hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes out through the forebrain, foramen magnum, and continues into spinal cord, which is enclosed in the vertebral column. Frog has different types of sense organs, namely organs of touch, sensory papilla, taste buds, smell nasal epithelium, vision eyes, and hearing tympanum and internal ears. Out of these eyes and internal ears are well organized structures, and the rest are aggregations cellular aggregations around nerve endings. Eyes in the frog are a pair of these are structure are simple eyes possessing only one unit. External ear is absent in frogs and only tympanum can be seen externally. The ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing equilibrium. Frogs have well organized male and female reproductive systems. Male reproductive organs consists of a pair of yellowish ovoids testes, figure 7.3, which are found added to the upper part of kidney by a double fold of peritoneum called mesorchium. Vasa efferentia are 10 to 12 in the number that arise to testes. They enter the kidney on their side and open into bitters oral bitters canal. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out to the of the kidneys and the opens into the cloaca. The cloaca is a small median chamber, and that is used to pass fecal matter, urine, and sperms to the exterior. The female reproductive organs include a pair of ovaries, which is located in figure 7.4. The ovaries are situated near kidneys, and there is connection no functional connection with kidneys. A pair of oviduct arising from the ovaries opens into the fertilization is external and takes place in water. Development involves a larval stage called a tadpole. Tadpole undergoes the metamorphosis to form the adult. Frogs are beneficial for mankind because they eat insects and protect the crop. Frogs maintain ecological balance because they serve as an important link to a food chain and in the food web in the food web in the ecosystem. In some countries, the muscular legs of frog and are used as food by man. तो यहाँ पर हम समरी स्टार्ट करने जा रहे हैं. सेल्स, टिश्यूज, ऑर्गन्स एंड ऑर्गन सिस्टम स्प्लिट अप द वर्क in a way that ensures the survival of body as a whole and exhibit of labor.